What's up, everybody? It's your favorite show, Get a Bucket. I'm your host, Train, as usual. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. And you can see we got my guy Mark here. Mark, say what's up. Oh my goodness, say what's up to the folk, man.
Hey, everybody, how's it going?
Bad. Well, look. Let me make sure I get our names up there. There we go. He does go by King Shark. You know, I go by Trey, aka Trigger, aka the Candy Man. And we just had Halloween, so I hope y'all had fun on Halloween. I don't know why I go by the Candy Man. I don't really eat much candy, but it's cool though. Mark, we're not gonna keep you up here long, boss. And I apologize if I go a little slow. People, I'm doing something new here, right? Trying to add a little banner situation. So pardon with me, bear with me. Where are we gonna start with? Now, it's a sports show. It's called Get a Bucket. But we do talk about other things outside basketball, people. So we got the MLB series going on, the World Series. I don't know why I say MLB. Mark, how are you liking this series so far? Like, is it meeting your expectations? I know your Yankees ain't in it. I had to catch him before he said it. I'm a Red Sox fan. We done had a couple battles, so I understand how I remember you gonna give your team plug in. Just on the Phillies and the Astros right now. How you liking this?
I'm loving it actually, man. To be real, second home, family, Houston. So it's nice to see the Astros getting back. They continually stock talent. So right now, what we're witnessing a balanced lineup with the Phillies, and then you're witnessing just pitching extraordinaire with Houston. Houston has a history so far, at least in the last, I'd say, 4 years. We're putting together a nice roster of pitching, and when it starts to get time to get to the playoffs, pitching is what ultimately decides who wins and who loses. And in my opinion, that's why Houston's been coming back to the World Series and making the championship playoffs like over and over again. Pitching is analogous in football to defense. Defense wins games, and then MLB is pitching.
Okay. And I'm actually glad you mentioned pitching. And for those out there who's wondering what's going on in the World Series, well, it's a tie game 1-1. But right now, as we speak, the Phillies are up 2-0. And it's at the bottom of the first, 2 outs. Just letting y'all know. We might give you some status updates along the way. But I'm glad you mentioned pitching because, well, we got two decent pitchers up here, I would say. We got Lance McCullers Jr. and then we got Noah Syndergaard. Now, who are you liking for your pitchers? Because again, just to give a little clarification, McCullers Jr. He likes the slider game. That's his bread and butter right now. That's what hopefully if he can keep that effective, then I think they'll be good to go. I'm sorry, not that wasn't his bread and butter. The curveball was his bread and butter. The slider's what he needs to have as effective now. And then Syndergaard, he apparently slow at the plate, so he might be able to give up a couple of steals. Which pitching are you leaning with? Are you leaning with McCullers Jr. or Syndergaard?
Gotta lean with Syndergaard. You gotta lean with the Viking there. He's put together a history of being able to get the clutch plays, deliver the clutch pitches. As you see, like you said the Phillies up 2-0.
Yep.
Again, that's clutch pitching. So in this matchup, you can see that the edge got to go to the Phillies there. I still think personally with Houston's lineup in the way that they're able to get clutch hitting, they can make this a game. But Noah Syndergaard just on his own can take over a game and deliver a shutout gem. So. I don't know. This go either way.
Okay. I got you. If you had to choose a winner for the Astros or the Phillies, right? This is World Series now, and just for the people out there, Houston did win the regular series 2-1. Okay, they won 2-1. It's the best of 7. Playoffs 1-1 right now. So after the night, it'll go 2-1 somebody. Who you gonna lean with? It sounds like could go Philly. That's what I'm hearing because of the pitching.
I will say for this game, it can go Philly. But overall, Houston has the more complete roster.
Okay. Okay.
And so, with that in mind, okay, you might lose a game today, but this isn't like the Super Bowl where it is only one game. Here, you
Right.
have several games to play. So if you lose one to one of their aces, cool. You still have a consistent roster able to churn out those wins. So I overall, I'm going Houston, but for this game, with Noah on the mound, I gotta go Philly
Okay.
for
All right.
this game.
Okay. I got you. Well, I mean, good thing about it is that we will get to see what happens. This is a good series, as we can already see. It's 1-1. It's not like it's 2-0 anybody. So that's fun. That's always fun to see. It's best of 7. It's like the NBA. So we'll look forward to that. See who wins. Maybe next year we get the Red Sox in there. I don't know. But
Over my dead body.
hey, I mean, look, we've been there before, my guy. I'm just saying, like, we've been there a couple times. We can get back.
Meanwhile, we've been shit in the bed. I am not in favor of the moves we've been making at all. We brought back Boone again. He belongs somewhere in the club, just not as manager. We've tried the same thing. So that's the definition of lunacy. Doing the same thing, expecting different results. And I think we, as a Yankees fan base, is sick of the shit. I mean, we got billionaires and billionaires. Come on, Steinbrenner, spend the money. We're tired of seeing, they do it sometimes like my Cowboys, and it hurts. Because, okay, we put together a roster just enough to be successful to get to the playoffs, and then we shit the bed. We're tired of shitting the bed. Let's put the big boy britches on and, make sure we make it to the toilet.
I mean, look, bro, like, sometimes things happen. Sometimes you look like you about to look good, and it just don't go right. For example, right? I got it, and it's the perfect segment. It's the perfect segment. Well, segue. My fantasy football team, Mark. I need you to help me out here, champ. Because it's not looking good for me at all. I think I'm in 2 leagues, right? One league I'm 4-4, but the other one, it's very disappointing, dude. Like, I'm like 1-7.
Is that Rex Burkhead league?
Is it? Yes. So I dropped Rex Burkhead. Right? Here you go. So as you can see,
I can't see.
I got. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see now.
Okay. Here, matter of fact, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Let me see if this. There we go.
Screen break.
So as you can see, I got Dak Prescott. He's on the bye though, so I got to move Marcus Mariota here. Now, fortunately, Marcus is maybe playing for something, but he's going up against the Chargers, who aren't bad. Again, my team is 1-7, champ. Like, do I have any chance of just pulling out a playoff victory? And we're 5 games out from playoffs. I'm like 3 games away, or 3 games out from like 5th place or something like that. So if I win out, I might be okay. My team seems like they can do something, but it seems like all the time just someone sells me so badly. If I go to week 8, all right, Dak did well. McKissick, Eckler was on the bye. Like, Metcalf did well. Lockett did well. But I just get where was it? I got sold somewhere.
Shit, I'm looking at your roster right now, trying to think. You might need to just drop Buccaneers D, bro. First off, I mean, they lost to your Panthers, man, and
I hear you, but they were doing well at one point in time. They were like number 2, bro. So you said drop Buccaneers, okay? Huh? And then what else would you do?
All right. Another thing I do, TJ Hawkinson just got traded, so bro, he's about to blow up. That's another weapon for Kirk Cousins. You can go ahead and cook the pork chops though.
Yeah, that's gonna be. I think I move him to the flex.
See who else you got on your roster.
I got Lazard now on the bench.
So one thing you want to do, and I kind of found this anecdotally, if you have too many people from the same team, you tend to kind of suffer a little bit, because think about when that bye week hits, you have multiple pieces that you got to move out. So that's something, if you do this next year, something just to consider.
Only people I had were Metcalf and Lockett, and and then I had Lazard and Olave to back up. So like because I realized that as well. I don't try to have people from the same team. Maybe the QB, but I'm cool with sacrificing 1 week. I understand bye weeks mess stuff up, but I do agree though. You don't want to pick people from the same team. It's like I almost had the wide receivers off the Bengals, and I'm like, nah. Let me get either Higgins or Chase. I don't want to have both of them per se.
Chase is the one to get. Here though, you also can put Chris Olave in as well because
I am.
He's actually starting to come into form. I got him on one of my teams.
So who would you move him for, Metcalf or Lockett? Because that's been that's been like I've been confused about that for the longest. I always have like issue picking which one to start.
I'd go Olave over Lockett just because Lockett and Olave are almost the same type of receiver. However, the problem there is the Saints. I mean, which quarterback are you going to throwing the ball? Are you going to be running a bunch of gadget shit with Taysom Hill or what? You know what I mean? So, like, that is a difficult thing for me.
Okay.
However, I will say Chris Olave and Tyler Lockett are similar receivers.
Okay. Now, I will say I did put Lockett on the bench one time, and I was talking with Freddie. He had me put Lockett on the bench, and
what Fred talking about, man?
Start Lazard. I want to say it was. Oh, great! It doesn't pull up that one. That's great. Here we go. It was this week against the Saints. So at the Saints, but he dropped 27 points. So I'm like, I have a little hesitation with putting Lockett on the bench because again, he can be that big play caliber guy, and he can possibly take away some stuff from Metcalf. Plus, Metcalf had a shoulder injury or something like that last week, if I'm not mistaken. He's healthy now, but what was it? It was something that I read. Knee injury. That's what it was. But he shook it off. So I don't know. It's just that's always tricky to me. And then same with Lazard as well too, because Lazard can get off too. But I also do like this. I just can't wait. I hate McKissick low key. I wish McKissick would drop so I could put Murray.
You picked up Carson Wentz?
I had to. He was my backup. I started with Dak, but then Dak got injured week 1.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, dang, that's tough. Because like Carson's not trash. It's more so the O-line is trash.
It's up here though. It's
and he's injury prone too, which sucks. But I only needed him for one season, I thought, or one week. Come to find out, I needed him to 4 to 5. So it was a little tragic. But okay, all right. So long story short, do you got any hope? Can I pull it around? Can I win out with this team? You think?
Is there any way to get rid of McKissick? Who's available that you can get on the trade?
I would have to put Madison or. And let me get the running back.
You had Dylan last year.
So here are the possible running backs for me. And with Dylan, let me see what his, because I feel like I didn't know if his production was, if he had a little spotty.
Let's see. So, let's see.
Like the only advantage is that he gets touches probably more than McKissick, possibly. But based off this last trend, I'm seeing a few touches, 10. A few touches, 10. So it's like, I don't know. It's looking a little tricky.
Yeah, man. Who do they play this week? Detroit's giving up a lot of rush yards on the ground, man. I don't know. I mean,
would he be able to split it? Will he be able to split the rushes?
The carries, that I don't know, but I do know. Even when we played them, they give up a lot of rush yards. So it's possible that, I mean, it's worth a claim and then, see.
I got you. I put him as interested in because it's on Sunday. I don't think anybody's really going to be picking him up anytime soon. But, hey, you know what? Here, let me do it right now.
Yeah, that's a favorable matchup.
Yeah, I'll claim.
Another sleeper, man, I would say is Isaiah Pacheco, just because they have him sometimes returning kicks, returning punts, all sorts of stuff like that. So it's still opportunities for him to score.
What's his name?
Isaiah Pacheco.
Let's see if Buddy is up here.
Yeah, he's there. Look, if you go down, put him on the watch list. I just saw him a minute ago.
I don't think it's still stuck on running backs.
Oh.
Here you go.
Yeah, I put him on the watch list, though. I feel like the way that they're using him, he's right for some points coming up.
Okay. I think they might. Okay. Let me see. Oops, where was he? There we go. I bookmarked them, so I'll check them out and see how I feel. Would you still recommend I get AJ Dillon now?
I would, just because, again, like you need to turn around your season, and so I mean, going against the Detroit Lions, who has a lot of fight in them. I mean, don't get me wrong. They've
been playing well.
Yeah, you know what I mean, but they still just give up a lot of yards on the ground, and so if we like to infer that the coordinator's smart enough, they're going to do a lot of rushing plays, especially because Aaron Rodgers, I mean, he's getting in the form, but they're still struggling a little bit. So you're going to go with what you know. And they give up yards on the ground. Aaron Jones can't do everything.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you this.
That's my guy right there, though.
I rock with Mark Andrews heavily. I rock with Mark Andrews heavily. Now, he's dealing with a shoulder and ankle injury, though. So if let's say he's out for this game,
Hockenson, move him. He's
no, I have to move him there, but I still got to flex. So what I do? Should I do Allen Lazard, who apparently is the number one receiver right now for Green Bay, or at least in the running, or Tyler Lockett?
Lockett.
Okay, all right. I'll take your word for that. I'll take your word for that one then. Let me stop sharing and head back to it, ladies and gentlemen. So. But like I said, I just wanted to get your thoughts on that. So glad we went over that real quick. Now, as y'all see, and I hate to halfway look at this banner because it's low key nostalgic for me now. Because when you look at Christian McCaffrey, and matter of fact, hold on, Ron. Hold on, Mark. Let me run real quick and get my jersey. There we go. Boom. Although it's not his jersey, we still represent Cam Newton out here. But what's your take on this CMC deal? Like, and I kind of want to start with the Panthers, right? Because we're obviously going through a rebuild. I think someone said retool the other day, and I'm like, no, champ, we need to go through a rebuild. Like, we had Cam Newton with the first pick, 2011, I want to say. And then ever since then, we've been kind of building around him. I thought we were going to pair him up with Christian McCaffrey. We lost Luke Kuechly. We had three key players. I thought they could have actually won a Super Bowl at some point in time if everybody was healthy. What's your take on us? Like, should we go for a quarterback in this next draft? Because we did just draft Matt Corral, who was injured this season. So should we give him a shot, or should we go for another quarterback, or should we go for some weapons now and start to actually build our team, which is my personal answer. But I just wanted to hear your thoughts real quick.
Honestly, it depends on the position of the draft. I mean, if you're in position to get a Bryce Young, you should get Bryce Young, and then everything else needs to be the retooling. I mean, you still have DJ Moore, which is nice, but everything starts with the O-line. I mean, I know a lot of people like to make fun of the fat guys, but it really starts with us. Right. So if you are in a position to get a Bryce Young, because it's, a la Cam Newton, a la Mike Vick, a la Randall Cunningham, he's able to extend those plays. Mm-hmm. If you get him and the offensive line, that gives him time to not only learn, that gives him time so he doesn't get shell-shocked. A lot of times you might have a rookie QB and then the O-line is garbage, and then you end up like a David Carr, who talented person, but when you keep getting hit like that over and over at this level, it's gonna shell shock you a little bit. So I think that might be a way to go as well, because you also have tools on defense that they're getting their exposure now at feet wet. J.C. Horn and all of that, like those people, those are nice pieces to build around on the D. it's the offense. I mean, PJ Walker. I mean, hey, that was magnanimous what he did, but I and it's no disrespect to him. He's doing what he can do, but still a Bryce Young type of talent with an offensive line kind of built around them, those type of pieces, that'll take you a long way.
Okay.
Especially in the NFC South.
Okay. So what you're saying now, because I was thinking maybe we could wait for like Archie Manning and his draft class and just start stacking up pieces now. But you're saying Bryce Young. So are you saying that Bryce Young could be a starting caliber quarterback that could lead a franchise to the Super Bowl given the right pieces? That's your take on Bryce Young?
My take there is that you've already kind of done it with Cam Newton. You guys went all the way to the Super Bowl using a mobile QB, so you kind of already have a textbook example to study. Case studies. What analysts do. You can sit him down and say, "Hey, look, we don't need you to be Cam Newton,
right?
But we just want some of the things that Cam Newton has. You already do." And then leaning on the strong defense. So when it comes to Arch Manning, that's more of a gamble just because you don't know how the cookies lie the next year and the following year. If you have talent now, you take the talent. You take the talent now, unless you have a for sure shot, a lottery ticket shot that you're going to land at.
Okay. I will say with the Bryce Young one, I got to look at more tape for Buddy because like Cam Newton to me always seemed like a special talent, like physical specimen, 6'4", could run real well, could throw the ball decently, but like he really looked like a mobile running back at 6'4". A mobile QB who played like a running back at 6'4". So Bryce Young, he's 6 foot. I got to see how he shakes out. I don't know. I always got question marks around Alabama quarterbacks, but
I don't disagree with you there. I mean, they have a tendency to flame out. As you think about it, when you able to accumulate that much talent, of course you're going to roll over everybody so you don't get your flaws exposed.
Exactly. But to be fair, though, Jalen Hurts and Tua have been playing pretty well. So, I mean, maybe there's some optimism there. Maybe there's some optimism there. But kind of switching off onto my Panthers now because I know they don't want to talk about us anymore. We might have talked about us a little bit more if we had beaten the Falcons to get first place. I'm just saying, because now we would have been in the playoffs, but now we're not there, though, so the energy is kind of gone. And we can talk about the 49ers, though, because this 49ers team, I believe, and I was saying beforehand, the Eagles are the best team.
I won't say it. I just won't say it. I don't care. I won't say it.
But I got to say before, I understand you. I understand. And to be fair, I do have y'all in the playoff hunt. I would actually show you like what my prediction like for the rest of the season is going to go like. But that we might have to say that we might have to say that. But what's your take on this 49ers team? Like, are you worried as a Cowboys fan? Because again, you're Cowboys, right? Stout defense. So
always.
49ers. The offense. All right, you got Dak back. Like the wide receivers, they look like they're good right now. Well, I mean, the 49ers just got my boy Christian McCaffrey. They got Debo Samuels. Like they looking pretty. They got George Kittle over there, and they got porn star Jimmy G. Like, are you worried that this 49ers team can come out of the NFC? Is that what you're worried about? Like,
well, I'd say, I mean, only thing keep me up at night is Bills.
Really?
So
you're not worried about the Eagles either.
I'm not.
Okay. So 49ers and Eagles are not a worry for Panthers.
Because let me tell you why. First off, with the 49ers, there is a little concern there because we've still shown an inability to stop the run. We've like literally shown an inability to stop the run. However, I'm leaning on Dan Quinn to make those adjustments. One thing I will say that may harm the 49ers is that CMC's injury prone. I mean, he's been injury prone for quite some time. Also, I mean, we got Debo Samuel. Debo Samuel can tote the rock, but honestly, he probably might not want to handle that load as much. I mean, I know there was plans at some point with them talking about how the plans was for him to tote the rock less, and then there was controversy over that, and he didn't want to do that stuff anymore. So right now they have a two-headed dragon, and I expect them to do magnanimous things. However, health is wealth, like Pusha T said. I mean, like, if you can't be there, then you can't help your team. So I feel like for the 49ers, it all comes down to that. For the Eagles, we lost by 9. We were getting stroked. I honestly was about to cut the game, cut my TV off. I sat up there all day to watch our ass get kicked. I mean, I ain't seen an ass whooping like that since my mom whooped my ass when I was 12. Like, that's the last. So I was like, man, it's about to go the same way. But I mean, with Cooper Rush, we made it a game. We lost by 9. A loss is a loss. But I mean, we didn't even have Dak, and Dak is starting to get in rhythm. Yeah. With this offense going. So I'm not going to worry about that. I know they got a acquisition with Robert Quinn. Robert Quinn, he's talented, but we're also starting to get some pieces back. And so with this bye week, got another week to get healthy, and we'll just see. I mean, we'll ride it till the brakes come off. Okay. Jerry Jones, I'm pissed at you, by the way. I just want to say it. Why the fuck didn't you make any moves? I mean, it's been over 20 years. I want something to be proud of when I wake up in the morning.
I mean, I don't look.
It was moves to be made. Claypool for a second.
Y'all team is good enough now, bro. Like y'all are fine now. Like, you have the talent to win. Like you said, you got pieces back. So it's almost like, you know what? You made big acquisitions. You did what you did without Dak Prescott. Like, maybe you don't need those tweaks that other teams need.
Everyone else it's like a nuclear arms race right now. I mean, Philadelphia, their roster's already set, yet they're still acquiring more pieces. In the NFC East.
Let me ask you this then. Only pick one person then. Who would you want realistically for the Cowboys to pick or to come onto your team so that now you can rival the 49ers and the Eagles?
I say realistic. I got like the crapshoot, but realistically, that Claypool trade was a nice trade. Toss a second, you get Claypool. That's automatically until Michael Gallup. He's still coming back from that injury. Yes, he's active, but he's still not the Michael Gallup that we're used to. Having Claypool, even if he's just running goals all day, a 6'4" vertical threat, that's taking the top off to open it up for CeeDee Lamb or the bootlegs or the play actions. For Dak, for Zeke, and for Pollard. I mean, that's just a nice weapon right there. And I really feel we may have shit the bed because a lot of times for my Cowboys, that second round pick, we kind of just, put it in the can and take a shit on it. We take players that's injured. We might take players that not ready to go. So why not use that on a commodity that at least at some level has proven they can do some of the things that you need to do.
Okay. I got you. I'm going to be honest with you, champ. I don't know what y'all really can do. I have the 49ers favored coming out the NFC. Like, y'all can sneak out, so can the Eagles. But I don't know. These 49ers.
It's the arms race, brother.
It's going to be a good playoff. That's what I'm waiting to see. And I also think, too, the Cardinals are going to try to make some noise. And Seahawks are randomly doing stuff. Like, it's weird. Like, and it's like when
NFC is popping.
It is popping a little bit. But again, people, you look at the background, you see some basketballs. So it's a basketball show. We're gonna talk a little basketball real quick. So there you go. There it is. There we looking nice. Got that banner popping. We got your team here in the mix real quick. We're not gonna talk about Kyrie and him promoting the Hebrew to Negroes book and how that's called anti-Semitic. I'm not going to mention that, bring that up, and talk about how people being disrespectful to Kyrie Irving right now. That's not what we're going to say, Mark. What I wanted to talk about really is your team letting go of Ime Udoka officially. Like, they say, look, buddy, we'll let you go to the Nets because the Nets fired Steve Nash, and they 2-5 right now. Are you surprised by the Nets letting go of Steve Nash so early?
No, I'm not. I mean, honestly, they've been having a lot of turmoil within that organization for quite some time. One minute Kyrie wants to play, next minute he doesn't. Next minute he's saying, who was it? It was the KD or Kyrie saying, "Oh, you got to fire Nash before I want to play." Just so you showing that you don't have a iron grip to, have a firm hand where they respect you enough to play for you. That's terrible news for Canadian Steve Nash. I mean, the Canadians are known to be nice. Maybe it was too nice. But I mean, honestly, I don't know how much of a change that's going to make.
Okay.
Because they're still them. I mean, Kyrie's still Kyrie.
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Here's the thing, right? Now, we're interjecting your former coach who just took y'all in his rookie year to the finals. And he had to battle against this KD and Kyrie team. So to me, I feel like if you studied your opponent so much that you know how to really go at them, then you also know how to mask their flaws. So I'm thinking he's also studied your team because again, he took y'all to the finals. So he knows y'all flaws and he knows how to make stuff work against you guys as well. So having Ime Udoka on this Brooklyn Nets team, I think it does help out. I think he also can help manage stars. The tricky part might be him and Kyrie. I think you got to earn that respect. But Ime Udoka does come off like the person who can gain respect. He seems more. I would respect him more off the bat probably than Steve Nash. Because it's like
don't do Nash like that.
Well,
man.
No. The reason why I say this is this: Steve Nash comes off as the guy who might be the nice guy, the one who's trying to get real personal with you. And Ime seems like, all right, maybe he don't play no nonsense. Like he seems like he gives me more of a Phil Jackson type of vibe, where I feel like I feel confident in saying he can manage stars. Steve Nash just might know X's and O's, but I don't know if he really was going to manage the stars there. So that's what I'm expecting from Ime. If the Brooklyn Nets do eventually sign him, I know it's still under talks right now. It could happen. I'm thinking it's going to happen. I'm hoping it's going to happen. So if you guys meet in the finals, are you worried?
There's always that worry. I mean, for me, honestly, it's just whatever. I didn't agree with the whole, suspending for a year, personal activities. I mean, everybody's of age. As long as you're 18 and up, who the hell cares? You know what I mean? It's not like he sat there and he kicked her out with a Celtics uniform on. Then I would understand that.
Apparently it was a rule in place. I personally don't agree with the rule, but I also can understand where people are coming from. Or from a position of power, you might try to
do it or don't though. Like unless you said that he forced himself on you, do it or don't. Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like, where do we get off with a whole bunch of this moral stuff when we subjectively moral? This person can do X, Y, and Z, and okay, well, we're willing to overlook that because he's so and so. But then somebody who's doing stuff between two consenting adults, I don't get that. But okay, I'm not in the Celtics organization, but I think it's dumb to let an asset go over some vain morality here. But hey, if we end up losing to the Nets because of this blunder, then I will say it would serve our management right. Like, you learn a lesson. Just because somebody's doing some things between consenting adults that you had nothing to do with, let them go. Unless you know what I mean? Unless you just have personal biases against the man. But
I think it was a little personal because apparently the reports were it was with the VP's wife. So, I mean, that might get a little tricky.
Well, then that's Ime's fault. And, like, you get what you deserve. But then on the back end, that means he was selfish. So then we get him, so I don't know. That's a tricky situation to navigate there. In terms of defense for my boy Steve Nash, I mean, they're all adults. I mean, if the man trying to coach, let the man coach. He ain't just like a bum somebody who ain't done anything or haven't accomplished anything in the NBA from a player level. So you should be able to relate to him more and more on a player level, than just discarding him or just discrediting him. In my opinion, you know what I mean? That's like me. I could be making more money than a teacher or something like that. But if they're hired to teach me these lessons, why not just give them that modicum of respect to get the job done? You
I
know,
get
so
that.
that's a personal feeling of mine. But we'll see. I'm excited to see you know, how it all goes down. I might even get that NBA ticket this time.
Hey, you should.
Or what is it? Full court, front court, some shit like that.
You talking about NBA League Pass?
Yeah, that's what it is, man.
Oh yeah,
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 it's all
yeah,
messed
yeah.
up.
Hey, I'm about to say like I'll definitely have you on a couple times too, or even just like shoot the shit with you a little bit, and we can like stream a game or something like that, and like just chop it up a little bit. So
Big facts.
yeah, so like we'll definitely because there's a bunch of basketball on. The season has been live, so I definitely gotta make sure you stay up to date on a couple of teams. So we'll definitely get you plugged in. And I agree, like you say, it's a tricky situation. I'm just happy that Ime at the end of the day is getting another coaching job. I'm glad
Bingo.
that
I can go to.
I'm glad this is not going to blackball him from the NBA. Again, like I like to be moral, right? But this didn't necessarily have to come out. I felt like it could have been kept in house, or if it did have to come out, you should have brought it up when it happened. Like I understand you're doing an investigation, but I know the investigation didn't take that daggone long. Like y'all knew
Morality is subjective.
Yeah, so you gotta keep the same energy across the board. So that's my personal stance on it. But I agree with you on some of those points as well. But Mark, I mean this was the end of the show. Unless you wanted to go over that video I had of the predictions for the rest of the football if you wanted to. But if not, we can save that for the second half of the video.
Oh, we can stay there for the second half, man. I'll be in Italy, so I'll be you know, I mean, living my international life. So I'll be reporting live on some real shit.
Exactly. International travels. So definitely make sure to get me a shot glass out there while you're out there too, boss.
I got you, bro. I'll probably send it up there to you. I mean, once I get back on like like a Monday.
Okay.
I'll settle in, probably do some more homework, and then I'll probably send that joint out. Say you want a shot glass, bet I got you.
Yeah. No, I'm about to say no rush on it. Just make sure it comes back home with you at minimum, and don't let little man get a hold of it. I might not get it.
Oh yeah, nah, man. He gonna be with his grandparents. Man. Lord knows I'm excited. Boy, I was like, man, I love you, but I'm sick of you.
I get that. Hey, it's nothing. It's no big deal. Like he'll understand. He'll understand when he gets older. But
Man,
Mark, I
if
agree.
he don't. It is what it is. This gotta
Right.
happen.
It's what it is. But Mark, I appreciate you, boss. I'm gonna let you get back to your food real quick, people. Mark be like chefing it up real quick, so you know we might even get a little cuisine on there one time one of these days. So Mark,
Big facts, bro. I'm a real live chef whole time.
Hey, so maybe you can show your skills on the show one day. But we will do that another time. That's not for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So Mark, again, I appreciate you coming on the show. Hey, I'm about to have some sushi. Just want to have
all right.
Yeah, he cooking. I'm takeout. But with that, we will conclude. So Mark, and like I said, I appreciate you for coming on the show. People, please like, subscribe, comment, tell anybody about the show. You know, the banner's down there. I'm assuming you guys can read. I'm hoping y'all can read. I know y'all can read. If not, we'll teach you. But until next time, see y'all.
All right, adios.
Oh, I did not know you guys were still here. As you can see, we're at the back end of the show. No pun intended, but look, hope you all enjoyed it. And before you go, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow the IG account, share the content to anybody who's anybody. And most importantly, leave your thoughts and comments below. But I got to go back and play Buddy in 2K, so let me unmute him real quick. Excuse me. Hey, boss, I'm back. Nah, you better catch this word. You know we get buckets around here, too.